Welcome back. Today we're digging into something pretty significant in the Pi network world. The project that started with just tapping a button on your phone.
That's the one. And things are definitely evolving.
Yeah, they're making some big moves. We're seeing major steps towards integrating with the, let's call it, established financial infrastructure. Specifically, there's major news involving LBank.
A very active global exchange, yeah.
Exactly. And it's not just a listing. This is about formal integration, regulatory buy-in, technical links.
It's a deeper connection than just putting the ticker symbol up.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this. We've looked at the source material on LBank itself, what this Know Your Business or KYB status actually means for them, and crucially, what the practical benefits are for you, the pioneers. So our mission today is really to give you a clear overview, what's happening, why it's a big deal, and how this changes things for Pi Network as it heads towards, full mainnet maturity.
And I think it's important to stress right off the bat the difference here. There's listing a coin, which can happen anywhere, sometimes just based on hype.
Speculation, right?
Precisely. And then there's getting added to Pi Network's official KYB list.
Yep.
LBank joining that list, which we're expecting around, September 23rd, 2025?
That's the timeline we're seeing.
Right. It's less about just trading volume and much more about, legitimacy, verification, security.
So Pi Network is actually vetting these partners.
Exactly. LBank will be alongside exchanges like OKX and Bitkit that are already integrated. It's the network basically saying, look, we're serious about compliance, we're serious about security.
Okay, that distinction is really crucial. Speculative listing versus actual formal compliance. But maybe we should quickly set the stage. Just a quick refresher on Pi Network itself for anyone who might need it.
Sure, yeah. Good idea. So Pi Network, it kicked off back in 2019. Founded by a team of Stanford PhDs.
Right.
And their core idea wasn't really about inventing some radically new blockchain tech necessarily. It was more about access.
Getting more people into crypto.
Exactly. Promoting widespread adoption by making it incredibly simple and eco-friendly, too.
Which brings us to the mobile mining part, the thing everyone knows it for.
That's right. It's remarkably user-friendly. You just open the app, hit a button once a day, once every 24 hours, and that's it. You're mining.
Minimal battery drain, no fancy hardware needed.
None at all. And the smart part, the incentive model, is tied to your network. The more people you invite, your friends, family, whoever,
your mining speed goes up.
Exactly. It's built on network effects and social growth.
So they managed to build this absolutely massive global user base, just based on ease of use and getting your friends involved. And now the really critical phase is moving all those users, all those mine coins, onto a live working blockchain. The mainnet.
That's the transition happening now.
Which is exactly why integrating a huge established exchange like LBank is so vital, right? To actually make those coins, usable, liquid, accessible assets.
Precisely. You have this enormous community, millions of people. The challenge is turning that community enthusiasm into a credible, functioning financial network. And yeah, that leads us straight to LBank.
Okay, perfect pivot. Let's profile this exchange then. LBank. We know it's big, but let's get specific. What kind of scale are we talking about?
Okay. So what's fascinating here is LBank's specific profile. It's a centralized cryptocurrency exchange, or CEX, founded in Hong Kong way back in 2015.
Been around a while.
Yeah. And in terms of rankings, CoinMarketCap currently puts them around 12th globally. That gives you a pretty good idea of their position in that really competitive CEX landscape.
Rank 12 is definitely up there. But does that reflect truly global reach, or is it, like some sources suggest, still heavily focused on certain markets, like China, historically?
That's a fair point and an important nuance. They certainly have strong roots in the Chinese market, no doubt.
No.
But their reach now is, it's genuinely international.
Okay.
They're reporting over 20 million registered users, and that's across more than 160 countries.
Wow, 20 million users.
Yeah. And activity-wise, their 24-hour trading volume, based on data from July 2025, was sitting around $237.5 million US.
$250 million a day. Okay.
So yeah, while Asia is clearly a major race, they've definitely expanded their footprint globally to handle that kind of daily flow. It's significant.
And what about services? Is it just buying and selling Bitcoin and Ether, or what makes them attractive for a project like Pi aiming for mass adoption?
Oh, it's far more than just basic spot trading. They've built themselves up as a pretty comprehensive financial platform for crypto.
Okay.
They support a huge range of coins, over 800 cryptocurrencies listed.
800, wow.
Yeah. And they offer basically everything a trader, from beginner to sophisticated, might look for. So spot trading, obviously, but also futures contracts, copy trading features, and staking services as well.
A full package.
Pretty much. And another thing they're known for is being really aggressive with new listings, like incredibly fast.
Yeah.
The numbers show they listed 366 new tokens, or stocks, as they sometimes call them, in the first quarter of 2025.
366 in 3 months.
Yep. And another 329 in the second quarter. So that pace tells you they're hungry for new projects, constantly looking to expand their offerings.
That kind of rapid expansion, plus the high volume, naturally makes you wonder about security, compliance, which I guess brings us back full circle to that KYB status.
Exactly.
Why would a massive exchange like LBank, already doing huge volume, need to bother with Pi Network's specific KYB process? What's in it for them?
Well, because Pi isn't just another token hitting the market, it's aiming to be a whole ecosystem with its own rules and a focus on perceived legitimacy.
Right.
So for LBank to integrate properly, not just list an IOU, they need to meet Pi's requirements. Now, LBank already operates with multiple global licenses. They have 2047 support, pretty strict fraud prevention.
So they're already regulated to some extent.
Yes, but getting Pi's KYB status is about aligning their specific technical setup and compliance checks with the needs of the Pi mainnet. It ensures their systems can safely connect and interact with the Pi blockchain, creating a more secure bridge for pioneers moving their coins.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about specific compatibility and trust for this network, which is a great transition into what this actually means for the user, for the pioneer on the ground. Here's where it gets really interesting, moving beyond the abstract and into practical benefits.
Let's maybe start with the technical side, because that's often misunderstood. People saw the PI token listed on LBank way back February 20th, 2025.
Right. That listing happened quite a while ago.
It did, using the PI-USDT trading pair. But the thing is, back then, that was almost certainly dealing in IOUs, or maybe derivatives.
So basically, placeholder tokens. Bets on the future price.
Essentially, yes. Trading a contract based on Pi's expected value before the actual native coin was fully transferable on its own blockchain, before mainnet migration was widespread.
Okay, so if that early listing was just sort of a pre-game show, this formal KYB integration happening now, that's what makes the real Pi coin, the native asset, actually liquid and tradable on LBank.
Precisely. The KYB status is what allows LBank to get a dedicated Pi mainnet wallet. That's the absolute crucial technical step.
Right, the wallet connection.
Yeah. It means they shift from trading a financial promise about Pi to trading the actual live native Pi coin on the Pi blockchain itself. This directly boosts the real liquidity for the genuine PI coin.
And opens up real trading for pioneers. Buying, selling.
Exactly. Expanded trading opportunities. And it also unlocks those specific incentives we saw mentioned, like that staking offer.
Yes, the staking.
Yeah.
The number that jumps out is 100% APRY. It sounds almost too good to be true. Can you give us some context on that?
It is an extraordinary number, you're right. And it definitely signals promotional intent from LBank.
A carrot, basically.
A big one. They rolled out this flexible staking offer, 100% annual percentage rate yield. The minimum to participate is just 2 PI, which is quite low. And importantly, there's no lockup period. It's flexible.
Okay, 100% yield with no lockup. Usually, high yields like that come with high risk or very long lockups. How should people think about this specific offer? Is it sustainable?
Realistically, no, probably not long term. It's crucial for users to see this for what it likely is, a powerful short-term incentive. Exchanges often use these very high eye-catching APRYs right at the beginning of an integration like this.
To attract liquidity fast.
Exactly. To encourage pioneers who have passed Pi's own KYC and migrated to mainnet to move their first unlocked coins onto LBank quickly. Remember, Pi Network is still in the process of migrating potentially millions of users.
So it's a land grab for that early liquidity.
It looks like a calculated promotional offer, yeah. Designed to draw in the community's assets before a potential flood of coins hits the market as more people migrate, it gets coins onto their platform.
Okay, that provides important context. It's like a big welcome bonus, essentially.
Yeah.
And there's another bonus too, right? A cashback campaign.
Yes. For pioneers depositing PI onto LBank, it's a 2% cashback offer. You need to deposit at least $50 USD worth of PI, and the cashback is capped at 15 USDT.
So deposit $50 worth, get about $1 back in USDT, another small incentive to get people moving funds over.
Clearly, LBank is making a concerted effort here. They want to capture that initial wave of the Pi community's liquidity as mainnet access rolls out.
Makes sense from their perspective.
Absolutely. And this brings us neatly to the bigger picture view. If we connect this to the overall strategy, this LBank integration, it isn't just about pioneers getting another place to trade. It's actually a pretty significant strategic win for the Pi Network project itself.
How so? In what ways does this really move the needle for Pi's grand ambitions?
Well, primarily, it massively boosts the network's legitimacy. Think about it. When a major centralized player like LBank, handling, hundreds of millions in daily volume, invests the resources to get KYB status, set up a mainnet wallet, comply with Pi's specific rules, that sends a powerful signal
To the rest of the crypto and financial world.
Exactly. It says this project is being taken seriously by established players. It increases global exposure beyond just the existing mining community. It deepens partnerships. It helps make that jump from a mobile app concept to something recognized as a potential financial layer.
So that structural integration, having the mainnet wallet, not just trading IOUs, provides a foundation for maybe more stability and recognition down the line.
It's a foundational piece for sure. However, and this is a big however, global expansion always runs into local friction, doesn't it?
Always. Regulations vary everywhere.
And we absolutely have to address the significant regional limitation here, one that impacts a major tech-savvy market.
Which is?
Japan. That's right. Despite all this positive integration news with LBank is specifically not available to users in Japan.
Okay, that's critical for any listeners there. Why the exclusion?
It comes down to Japan's Financial Services Agency, the FSA. They have notoriously strict regulations for cryptocurrency exchanges.
One of the toughest regulatory environments globally, yeah.
Definitely. They prioritize consumer protection and require exchanges operating there to get full domestic registration. And the sources confirm, back in February 2025, the FSA took a pretty drastic step.
What did they do?
They formally requested that both Apple and Google block the download of mobile apps for any unregistered crypto exchanges offering services in Japan.
They asked the app stores to block them.
Wow. Yes. And LBank was explicitly on that list, along with other big international names people might know, like Bybit, MEXC, KuCoin, Bitget, several others.
And this wasn't out of the blue, right? There were warnings before.
Correct. That action in Feb 2025 followed official warnings the FSA had already issued back in June 2024. They put these exchanges on notice first.
So the message from the Japanese government is crystal clear. Get registered locally, or you can't operate here.
Pretty much. And LBank's own website likely reflects this restriction for Japanese users, too. So for any pioneers in Japan, unfortunately, this LBank integration doesn't open a door for them. They'll need to stick to the domestically registered exchanges.
Which the sources mentioned include places like BitBank, Bitflyer, CoinCheck, those kinds of platforms.
Exactly. It just highlights the complex regulatory maze that any global crypto project, Pi included, has to navigate. Expansion isn't uniform.
Absolutely. A crucial caveat. Okay, so wrapping this section up, so what does this all mean? Let's try to summarize the core takeaway here. This LBank KYB edition, slated for late September 2025. It feels like a really decisive moment for Pi Network, doesn't it?
I think so. It's a high-profile step towards mainstream utility.
Yeah. It gives pioneers, well, many pioneers globally, expanded trading options, potentially better liquidity, enhanced security through that formal vetting.
And those initial promotional perks, like that frankly wild 100% APRY staking offer, even if it's likely temporary, access on a high-volume established CEX.
Right. It really solidifies Pi Network's push towards engaging with the centralized financial world.
Yeah.
But, as we talk about this huge embrace of formal finance via LBank,
Yeah.
there's an interesting tension within the Pi ecosystem itself, isn't there? Something the sources hint at.
There absolutely is. We've spent all this time discussing LBank, a powerful, centralized intermediary, a traditional exchange model, essentially. Yet at the same time, the Pi project is also fostering things like the PiBazar.
Ah, the PiBazar.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the polar opposite, right?
Completely. It's described as this decentralized, community-run marketplace, pioneers using their actual Pi coins to trade real stuff directly with each other.
Physical goods, services, I think the sources mentioned, electronics, cars, clothes.
Yeah, all sorts of things. Pure peer-to-peer commerce, basically cutting out any central platform or middleman, bartering with Pi.
So you have LBank integration on one hand, joining the established financial system, and PiBazar on the other, building a separate decentralized P2P economy.
Exactly. It's the ultimate contrast, the regulated, centralized financial highway versus the decentralized community barter network.
Yep.
So here's the final thought, the question maybe for you to chew on after this. How will this play out? How will the simultaneous growth and potentially success of these two very different models?
LBank and the PiBazar.
How will they ultimately shape the future value, the utility, the meaning of the Pi coin itself? Will the CEX integration and financial trading drive the price and adoption in the wider world? Or will that grassroots P2P barter economy define how Pi is actually used by everyday people in its own ecosystem?
Which path becomes dominant? Or can they coexist?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's a fundamental tension, maybe even a conflict at the heart of Pi's development that every pioneer should probably keep a close eye on.